What you waiting for? Hey, sweetie girl. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live for the final time from Forsyth, Georgia. Hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling day. It is a very overcast day here today. We had rain throughout the night. Yesterday they were forecasting thunderstorms for today, so I thought that's going to make a great drive. But we're getting ready to break camp and hit the road. But first, before we hit the road, we'll be stopping at Walmart to do our weekly shop, and then we're hitting the road. And once we actually get on the road, we're about 3.5 hours to our next destination, which is going to be awesome. And we're going to be there for a week. So today's challenges for you. You thought I might have forgotten. No. Okay, so today's challenges. Your mindset is all about perspective. If you think about perspective, it said, Wayne Dyer once said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Think about that. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it is so true. I mean, some people are looking at the time that we're now in as a woe is me type of time, panicking because of all that's happening, worrying up the wazoo about things they can't control, instead of working with the things they can control. So during this time, instead of looking at it and panicking and worrying about things, look at it from the perspective of the opportunities that are out there available. There is an abundance of opportunities out there. I mean, people are changing their jobs, they're changing their careers, they're getting projects done they never thought they would have time to do. Remember, we're in a giant pause right now. It's giving you've been blessed with a time where you can take the time to do the things that you've always wanted to do, explore new options, just change the perspective, turn the news off to start with. That's one of the biggest things. I don't even know what's going on in the news. I have no clue. I have my ways of checking, and I check when I feel like I need to know. But apart from that, I'm completely oblivious to it. And you're probably thinking, well, that's a stupid reaction to have. Actually, no, it's called self-preservation. I choose to control the information that I receive. And I choose on how my mindset is going to be affected. And if I sit and watch the news all day, every day, even just for 5-10 minutes a day, it can put me in a negative frame of mind. And I don't work that way. I'm super fantastic and sparkling, and you can't be that when you're watching the news all the time. So change the perspective. Look at things in a different light. Instead of, it's like when we're talking language last week, when you turn around and say, I can't, then changing that to say, how can I? It's very much, I can't is a very negative thing, and it puts you in that negative frame of mind, and you start attracting the negativity to you. But when you turn it around and say, how can I? Now you've changed your mindset, and you've changed the way you are receiving information. It is the same about perspective. When you look at something from a certain perspective, it gives you one point of view and puts your mind into a frame of mind of either positive or negative. So now you need to change your perspective, and you have the choice. Do I want to have a negative mindset which will attract the negative to me, or do I want to have a positive mindset and have the positive attracted to me? Your choice. Nobody else can tell you how to do that. It's your choice on which perspective you choose to look at each day. So really, when you look at different things, try looking at things from a different perspective. Okay? A lot of people look at me with pity and sympathy because my husband passed away 2.5 years ago. Yes, that was a very hard thing to go through. I made the decision that I wasn't going to wallow, that I was going to get up and keep moving forward because I had always promised him I would do that. And the day he passed, I still consider that, even though my heart was breaking, I changed the perspective that I looked at it. It was still a super fantastic, sparkling day. And that was because he was no longer in pain. He was no longer controlled by a disease that he had no control over. His spirit was free to soar. And I'm forever grateful for the time that I had with him. Some people will wallow in the fact that they are missing that time with that person. Yes, I still miss that time with my husband. But I also look at the opportunities that have now come to me because I am no longer a caregiver for somebody with cancer. I can now take that experience and now help other caregivers through their journey with cancer and help make their journey a little easier. So it's taking those lessons that I have learned, those experiences and stuff, and changing my perspective on them so that I can then turn around and help others or teach others how to cope through certain situations. It's not easy. I will admit that it is not easy. I do my best every day to make it super fantastic and sparkling. And some days I struggle with it. The grief hits you like out of nowhere. All of a sudden it could be a phrase I hear somebody say. It could be a song that I hear. It could be a fragrance that I smell. It could be anything or somebody that I see that looks like Brad or is about his height, and he was 6'5", blonde. He was my blonde, blue-eyed California boy. So, it's something will trigger a memory of him, and or something will trigger a feeling within me about him not being with me physically. I know he is with me spiritually, but as far as physical goes, I miss him like crazy. But I take those opportunities. I take the time that we had together and look upon it as a blessing. And I am very grateful for the small amount of time that we had together. So find a way to change perspective on things. Yes, I know it can be hard. It can be hard, but it is as difficult as you make it to be. That's a good thought for you. It can be as hard as you want to make it, or it can be as easy as you want to make it. Do I struggle with this every day? Absolutely. Am I super fantastic at sparkling 100% of the time? No. Probably about 97% of the time. 97.5. Yeah, about 97.5% of the time. When I'm awake. When I'm awake, 97.5% of the time, I'm super fantastic and sparkling. The other 2.5% of the time, it can be a struggle. But I've got coping mechanisms in place that when I feel myself going into a state of grief or into feeling down and sorry for myself and having a little pity party for myself, I have my mechanisms in place to help me cope and to help me get through those things. I have my emergency phone numbers for people that are on speed dial for when I'm in those situations and I need them to help walk me through it or talk me through it or pray with me through it or whatever. So I have my team on speed dial. So change your perspective on things. Look at things in a different light. And when you look at things in a different light, more opportunities become available to you, and life becomes easier. Yes, you will have your mountains, but remember, if you listen to Carrie Underwood's song So Small, sometimes that mountain you've been climbing is just a grain of sand. And when you put that perspective into it, it's a whole new world. So it's all about perspective. So find different ways to look at things today. Things that would normally impact you in a negative way, find a way to turn it around. Be grateful for it. Be grateful for going through the experience, because that will actually help you change your perspective as well. Business this week is, what did I put for business? Your weekly goals. What are your goals this week? What do you want to get accomplished this week? What's on your project board that you need to get done this week? Let's knuckle it down. Let's get those times scheduled into your calendar as non-interruptible times. And let's, if it's 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, make it 15 minutes of productive time. I like to work in 1 hour blocks when I'm working in times like this. I put an hour there, and then it is a solid hour doing that one task. And I put my timer on. And if I find myself drifting, I've got to pull myself back again. I'm shiny objects. It's like I'm watching this kid out here in a very neon green shirt, busy climbing around the pickup truck out here. And I'm hearing them chomping up trees up here. They've got the tree guys in here because I've got some trees. Oh, my yellow band's gone. There was a yellow band on a tree right out here, and I asked them if it was going to, when they put the caution thing around, I said, is that going to fall on my RV? They go, hopefully not. And I'm like, okay. If it falls, it falls. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's good. But I knew they're having some trees pulled down, so I'm hearing them working on that right now. But, I'm shiny objects, but when I'm in that hour, if I feel myself drifting off target, I have to pull myself back. Sometimes I have to stop, take a 5-minute break, get up, walk around, play with Zeffy for a little bit, and then go and sit back down and then carry on. But that 5 minutes, that break I took gets added on, so I do a full productive hour. So set your goals for this week and let's get them done. And your fun thing to do is all about fun facts. What fun facts do you have? What fun facts can you discover today? So 2 things I learned today when I was I thought, fun facts. I thought, I learned a really cool fun fact, but I can't tell you about it till the 29th of May. You'll find out then why. I'm going to keep you on the hook on that one. The 29th of May? Yeah, 29th of May, I think. Yeah, 29th of May. Okay, so 2 fun facts. I went and looked up a couple of fun facts today. One I found was that bananas curve because they are curved because they grow towards the sun. I thought, that's pretty cool. It's like sunflowers. They follow the sun during the day and then they put their heads down at night. And then when the sun comes up, they come up and they follow the sun. So bananas are curved because they grow towards the sun. I did not know that. This one cracked me up. Tennis players are not allowed to swear when they play at Wimbledon. And I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. Then I read the descriptive paragraph underneath, which basically said the line judges have to learn to swear in every language so they can tell if the player is breaking the rule or not. Can you imagine being a line judge at Wimbledon? You have to learn curse words in every language. Can you imagine how long that would take you to learn that? That way, just so you know if a player is breaking the rule of swearing while playing tennis at Wimbledon, because they're not allowed to do it. And I thought, man, there's a lot of languages out there. I thought that would be a good time to make up your own language, because then they wouldn't know. You make up your own language, you make it a bit of this and a bit of that, and come up with some word, and they have no clue because there is no language for that. You'd have to be very creative on that, but then you think about it, and it's all about getting into the mindset as well. The players have to be in the mindset to play their game, to get out there. They've done all their mindset exercise and everything else, but they also have to watch their temper and watch what they say. And you've seen over the years some players absolutely lose it when they're on the court and a call goes against them. So for the line judges to have to learn to swear in every language, just so they know if the players are breaking that rule, I thought, man, you'd have to come up with some really good word that's in no language anywhere and create your own language just so you can swear on the court at Wimbledon and the judges wouldn't know. My favourite one when I was growing I had one when I was a teenager. It was called Fudja-Wudja. Fudja-Wudja. We're not allowed to swear in the home, so it was Fudja-Wudja. That was my one. Fudja-Wudja. That's what I would... Fudja-Wudja. It was better than damn and better than some other curse words, but Fudja-Wudja was my word. That was my word growing up, Fudja-Wudja. So anyway, go find some fun facts today. Post them in the comments below. Would love to learn some more fun facts. I got a great one coming up on the 29th of May. I'm sort of like... When I read it, I was like, hang on, what? And then I read the date and I looked at today's date and it's only the 18th and I thought, crap, I'm going to wait 11 days before I can tell you that one. I can do it. I'm going to have to write it on a post-it so I don't forget it. But anyway, that's it for today. So your mindset is all about perspective. Your business is all about your weekly goals. And your fun activity today is go learn some new fun facts. Have fun doing it. We're off to break camp and go to Walmart, do our weekly shop, and then hit the road and head north. And we will catch you guys this evening from our new location. Zeffy's like, oh, you got to look at this. This is hilarious. So there's Zeffy sitting up there, and you can see the blue thing hanging down in front of her. That's Bessie. Her semi-stuffed dinosaur. But she's watching the tree guys out the window there. They're up the road a little bit. But yeah, that's her. She's pulled Bessie up into her bed, and that bed will be moving down between the two seats once we pull the slides in, because we've got to pull the slides in first before I can put her bed down, because the edge of the carpet of the slide overlaps the area where her bed goes. So her bed will stay there until we pull the slides in. But she'll be running backwards and forwards up and down the slide as it's coming in. And at one point she kind of like put her nose down underneath to try and lift it the other day when we were pulling it in. So what's going on under there? So she's always has different reactions when the slides come in. Sometimes she'll just stand by me and just watch. Other times she'll go over and just lay down on the floor and keeps jumping up every time the slide hits her butt. And then she'll move and go lay down somewhere else and it hits her butt again, so she's got to get up and move. And other times she'll run up and down it and try and play with it and bark at it and all of that sort of stuff. But right now she's over there. I don't know if you can see. Over there chomping on Bessie. You know, those big fangs of hers. Anyway, we now have to go break camp, get on the road and everything else, and we will catch you all this evening. Can't wait to see what fun facts you learned today. Post them in the comments below, private message me with them. Would love to share some of them on the video tonight, and we will be coming to you tonight from a new location. So for now, our time here in Forsyth, Georgia is complete. Have a super fantastic sparkling day. Hakonara.